So facing mounting debt and few job prospects, Shamar was looking for opportunities wherever he could find them. Eventually, this spiritual man's fate led him to a local gym, and there, Shamar felt God had opened the doors to meet influential people in 2 possible careers.
I was going to a church in this area, and one of the battalion chiefs on this department went there, and he was telling me that they were hiring. And you know, the fire department is kind of a close-knit brotherhood slash fraternity, and not everybody knows when they're hiring. You know, not everybody knows about their hiring process, and I didn't know about it. And I'm just very thankful to that particular chief for letting me know that was being taken place, because that was kind of my introduction to the fire service.
Shamar Bailey, where do I begin? I know Shamar is always the first one to get his hands dirty, no matter what it is. I think mostly because he can beat everybody down, we don't give him too much grief if he does screw up. But he's got a good heart. I've only had 1 or 2 fires with Shamar, I think, and I remember he said he didn't know, it was one of his first fires. He said he wasn't sure how far he should go. His ears started to burn, and he didn't know, does that mean keep going, does that mean back out? So, but he kept going, I know that. So I think he's well on his way to becoming a good fireman. As long as he doesn't back out of another Cincinnati trip, like he did to me last year, we should get along just fine.
Basically, as far as Shamar goes, met Shamar a couple years back when he first started subbing, and was really impressed with him. Was impressed with his work ethic, and basically, as a matter of fact, I talked to the chief's aide the other day, and they handle the sub group, and I let them know that anytime Shamar is available, I'd like him sent over here. Basically, that's just because of what Shamar showed me. A lot of things, very strong work ethic. I know that if there's anything needs done around here, Shamar's going to be in there first or asking how he can help out. But also, one of the things I'm very impressed with is his faith. Shamar and I have a common ground on faith, and just a solid person all the way around. And I just like where he comes from a faith standpoint, and he lives it instead of talking about it. And then, of course, it doesn't hurt to have somebody with his stature on runs with you. You like to know, Shamar and I had a real good fire off of college together, and it was nice going in. We were first ladder in doing search, and I was really impressed at for somebody that didn't have that much time on the job. He was pretty fearless, and was right there with me. I felt very comfortable the entire time with him.
Yeah, Shamar is like I say, he's when he comes into work, he's all business. He won't let you do anything without trying to step in and do it for you, which is, you know, it's the way our culture on this fire department is. The new guys, you know, are expected to work hard when they come into a firehouse. You know, they always say your reputation is made within the first year of, you know, being on this job. And if you don't really make a strong effort in your first year, you know, you hear about it. There's a network of people who talk, and you know, Shamar is one who's definitely puts out a good effort. You know, if we're doing dishes, he's there. If we're out washing the apparatus, he's there. If we're doing any special projects around here, he's there. He initiates projects, and it's the kind of work ethic that's important around here, because what goes on in the house corresponds directly to what goes out on the street. And if you got a guy who's going to give you his all here in the house, you can pretty much assume that he's going to give you his all out in the street.
On Shamar's days away from the fire department, he also holds a job as a personal trainer at LA Fitness in Center Grove.
I've worked with Shamar for about 3 or 4 months now, and he's definitely a busy guy. Between working at the firehouse, coming in here training, you know, coaching, yeah, he pretty much doesn't have any free time for himself. As far as when it comes to working out in the gym, that's basically the only time I see him. But he's definitely one of the hardest workers that we have here in the gym. Always training at a high intensity, just trying to get to that next level.
Shamar Bailey, good kid. He's got a great work ethic, obviously proven through his track record, through school, bringing himself up. Comes in here, comes to the gym, obviously works himself to death. He's a fireman, so you know he comes in tired from working a shift. can't say much more of a guy. For this guy to admire and be him, he's gonna, obviously be a friend to you and show you a lot of things. Take care of how to take care of people, how to take care of yourself, take care of your body. And you're not going to find a guy that's going to work harder to get somewhere in life. Hopefully this fighting career, jump start for him will take off. All of our hard work that he's going through will take him somewhere and make him some money, make him have a comfortable life, because I think he deserves it.
If that was not enough, he also gives back to the youth by serving under his old club wrestling coach, Jim Tante, and serves as an assistant wrestling coach at Perry Meridian High School. So with all this on his plate, you would think that Shamar would leave the firehouse or the high school exhausted. But what does he do on his time in between? So let's go back to the beginning. How did this all happen? Shamar leaves a college career in wrestling, tries to find his way into youth ministry, but then somehow ends up finding himself in a cage.
I didn't want to end up like most of my buddies in college. They were great athletes, and a year after college they let themselves go and got married and got, just lost it really. I didn't want to be slow. And so basically, I went to a gym that I always wanted to learn how to box. And it's ironic, I went to the gym to learn how to box. There was a bunch of guys that were boxing, a bunch of guys wrestling, a bunch of guys doing jiu-jitsu. And I kind of just did each one in their separate discipline, kickboxing, and didn't realize it was a fight gym. Well, that's where I got introduced to Chris Lytle, who's also a firefighter here in the Indianapolis Fire Department, and fights in the UFC. And a lot of our training sessions together, people were really impressed with what I brought to the table, not really knowing the sport at the time. And that's kind of how I got talked into my first amateur fight. And then from there it was, took off really. For me, fighting is one of those things that God's blessed me with talent to do. And so I take it upon myself to use that talent to honor Him.
I often wondered, what does choking a man into submission or punching a man in the face have to do with Christian witnessing? Can MMA fighting be considered a ministry?